Hi everyone, my name is Lily, and in spirit of pride, today we're going to be making rainbow mobiles together. For this, I'm going to be using chipboard. I'm going to be using paint in all colors of the rainbow. I'm going to be using glue. I'm going to be using yarn because that's really important for the mobiles. I'm going to have scissors. I'm going to use a pencil just to kind of sketch this out. I'm going to I have like a water cup here, and I have a paintbrush. The water cup's mostly for like easy cleanup. And then this is optional but really fun, glitter. So for this first step, you're gonna need 2 pieces of chipboard or cardstock. So you're gonna have them laid on top of each other, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a pencil and you're gonna draw 3 arches. So the first arch is gonna be bigger than the rest. You're gonna have the middle arch a little bit slightly smaller, and then you're gonna have another one. You could do one in the middle kind of to just balance out the rainbow, but you will be cutting out the bottom one, just so you know. So for step 2, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out your arches. So remember to have both pieces of cardstock or chipboard together while you cut this, just so that you make sure that it is even. Okay, step 3. So step 3, we have our arches. This is a big one. This is our middle one. And this is our smaller one. So for the sake of time, the way that we're gonna be doing it is this. We have all the colors of the rainbow right here. And we're just gonna paint using the 3. So we're gonna be doing our red. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be sharing the space with the 3 arches. So the first arch, we're gonna be doing red-orange. Our middle arch is gonna be yellow-green. And then our last arch is gonna be blue and purple. So right now you'll see me kind of really quickly painting down the red. You could always kind of paint it white first and then paint over it if you want it to be like darker, or if you want to really just not have the bottom kind of showing. But just to make this quick, I'm just gonna paint it right over our chipboard. Now our orange we'll do right here. So as you can tell, I am sharing the space. Our orange is nearly done. Here we have red and orange, and when it's dry, we're just gonna do the other side. But for now, we'll continue on to our next sections. So for our middle one, we'll do yellow. The yellow might need a bit more work because it's not as dark as the rest, so it's gonna be, it'll show more of what's underneath, so it'll show the color of the cardboard or chipboard or cardstock, whatever you would like to use for this project. So this one might need a bit more coats just to kind of get it through. And here we have our yellow and green, and like our first step, once it dries, we're gonna paint the other side of it. We're gonna set this aside, and we are going to have our last one. So this one's gonna be our blue and our purple. Wonderful. And with that, we have our last arch. Same with the other two steps. We're just gonna wait for this to dry and then we'll paint the other side. For this step, we're gonna be constructing our little mobile. So we're gonna have a string. I already tied the knot at the very top. The way we'll be doing is this. We're gonna be lifting up our string and putting the first layer. And this step, before we glue everything down, is just to make sure that it all fits. So we have our first layer. You're gonna put this one a little bit down, just so that you have room to have it move. Wonderful. Wonderful. So when we have that, we could glue it down. So I have a glue stick here. You might have to do a few quotes of that. You might have to use some tape too as well if you want extra reinforcement. When it comes to these type of projects, since it's a bit more heavy duty, you might need a lot of glue. And make sure to press down, make sure to get some on top here so that it goes on top of our little yarn, ribbon, string, whatever you want to use. And you're gonna have to press down a bit. Again, you might have to do a few coats just for safe keeping. So we have the first one. I'll be doing our second one. I'll be doing our last rainbow. And here we go. Last step is to just maybe look and lift any sections that might need some extra glue and make sure to press down. There's a few sections that are a little bit in need of some glue. What we're gonna do right now is we are going to test this out. So let me lift it up, and as you can tell, it is laying perfectly fine. What we're gonna do too is we could snip off this extra yarn that we have here. And we could always knot it as well, just to make sure everything is in place. So I'll cut some of the axle and I will make a little knot just to make sure everything is in place. We double knot it just to be safe. And wonderful. So you could always keep it like this, but because I like to have fun, I'm gonna add glitter. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread some glue right here. And this is when it gets a little bit messy. I'm gonna sprinkle some red right here. You could add a lot or a little, depending on how much glitter you want. So there's our red. This is a bit of a chunkier glitter, so I'm gonna be very careful. Sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it really doesn't work out. It'll be different. I could spread this out a bit. See how shiny it gets? There goes our orange. Try not to be so heavy-handed with it. So I'll just spread some of that yellow out. You can tell it's very iridescent. Sprinkle some of that on. You could also use like sequins or buttons, but I like shiny. So I added some yellow. And I'm gonna add some green. Again, very handed. It is glitter. It happens. You will make a mess, just so you know. You definitely will make a mess, just so you know. There is our green, our very messy green. I will add some blue. I'll try to be very careful with this one. That doesn't always work. Gonna spread it out. And now we're gonna add our last color, and that will be our purple. This looks more pink, but we can manage with it. I'm gonna spread out the last color. With that, I will lift it up. Our little glitter shower that just happened. And ta-da! I only did one side, of course. You could do both, or you could do none. But this is our little glitter mobile that we have going on right now, our little rainbow mobile. And that is it for today. Happy Pride, everyone. If you like content such as this, please keep up with MOLAA's Instagram. Give us a like and a follow.